As you guys are probably deeply aware, there's a lot of videos talking about how broke people are and how inflation is stressing people out. And I need to say something. If you're one of those people who are whining, going on TikTok and YouTube and crying about your financial situations, personal capital isn't for you. Let me tell you a little story. Years and years ago, I hit upon some financially hard times where I ended up homeless, where I ended up living in what's called a boarding house. And essentially, I was in a very bad financial situation. And I stayed in that bad financial situation for not 1, not 2, but 3 years. One of the things that happened to me was I went through an educational process while I was in that financial state. And it was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because here's something that you guys need to understand. There are people who are not broke. There are people who are buying luxury automobiles. There are people who are buying $1 million houses. There are people who are living life well and fine. And if you want to be part of that segment of America versus the price of cheese, the price of grapes, oh my God, milk is so expensive. You want to start a business, you want to set up a holding company, an operating company, you want to get yourself some business credit, you want to learn how to run a business, you want to start your first online business. If you want to do that, and congratulations to you for being a person that wants more out of life, for being that person that's ready to sit down, do the work so your future can be brighter. I got something for you. Go below and enter into the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where we teach you all of that plus a lot more. Because you are not a normal, regular person. You want more out of life. You want to do more, you want to be more, you want to have more. And congratulations to you. So this link is below. Go ahead and check out this video, and then go ahead and enroll in the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where I teach you some things that you cannot Google. Can't Google it. Can't Google it at all. Once again, personal capital isn't for the people who are crying and whining about inflation. Personal capital is for people who are going to get up and do something and make their lives much better. So let me let you know a little fact. 25% of the country is not broke, is not struggling, doesn't put out these TikTok videos. So you got a question. You want to be in that large sum of 75% of Americans who are broke and struggling? Or do you want to be in that top 25% where life is fine? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? And that's a question you have to ask yourself, because when I was poor, the last thing that came to mind was to go online and make a video complaining and whining about my financial state. I woke up every day and I was figuring out, what can I do to make more money? That was the question at the top of my head. What can I do to make more money? What can I do to pull myself out of this situation? What can I do? What could I do? And the first 2 years, I wasn't asking myself that question. I was depressed. I was miserable. I had bad ideals. I had bad concepts. And then that last year, I actually started to think, and I started to address my personal problem, which was a lack of income. And with the lack of income, I started to work and formulate and develop plans to liberate myself from being in that position where I had a lack of income. And this is one of the things that you have to do, because literally I have seen a lot of these videos where people are crying about the price of grapes. They're talking about the price of rent. Let me let you in on something. The price of rent, the price of food, the price of gas, the price of everything is going to continue to go up. It's not going to come down. And if you're one of those people who are hoping, wishing, praying that prices will come down to where you are, Let me just go ahead and say you're just in the wrong boat, because you're trying to row this boat upstream and you'll never make it. Here's the thing, and this is where I started to change and my life started to change. I started to think differently. I stopped thinking like a loser. Those first 2 years I was in the boarding house, I was thinking like a loser. I was miserable. There was this woman that I knew of who had not one but 2 cars. And I was in this house and I was kind of trying to start a dating relationship with her. And I got enraged because this woman knew that I didn't have a car and she had 2. And she, once again, that whole loser mindset that because someone is rich, that they should be doing something to help me out. I saw that in many videos. The millionaires and the billionaires are fine and they're happy. They should be doing something to help us poor, little struggling people. Let me go ahead and hip you to something. If you're one of those poor, struggling people, I want you to get up, go in the bathroom, and look at the mirror and point a finger at yourself. That's the reason that you're in that situation. There's no secret group of millionaires and billionaires who are meeting and figuring out ways to keep you poor. Oh, they're trying to keep me poor. They're trying to keep me poor. Oh, and also with the corporations making money. You have a corporation. That's your job, to make money. Your job isn't to lose money. Your job isn't to price yourself into a point where you're in a financial predicament. I've seen all types of stuff where people are wishing and hoping that the prices will go down, that these companies need to stop making money. The billionaires need to stop doing things that make them billionaires. The millionaires need to stop doing so that they can bring the prices down to where your sorry ass is. Once again, we've got to have a different mindset. We've got to have a different way, because like I said, most of the people who are whining about being broke, and I saw this, and I thought it was utterly and disgusting. This girl was whining about she only had a job that was making $40,000. She couldn't afford a rent. And you know what she said? She said, I should just get some credit cards and go travel. I should get some credit cards and just go travel. There was nothing about getting an extra job. There was nothing about doing anything to increase their income. It was about just pretty much going out, getting credit cards, running them up, and not paying them so she could be free from responsibility. And once again, if you're one of those people, this channel ain't for you, because I'm going to teach you the real things that you need to do to make money, to improve your life, to set yourself up. Because like I said, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I live in a pretty well-to-do neighborhood, and I'm seeing people buy brand new Rolls Royces. I'm seeing people buy $1 million houses. So the complete notion, because I've seen many of these TikToks, is it just me? But how are people affording it? Everyone is not broke. Everyone is not struggling. Everyone doesn't have these bad financial predicaments. I know that for some of you, that's hard for you to conceive because you don't think outside of that little stupid bubble that you live in. It's like one of the things that I consistently see is a certain characteristic that's becoming predominant in our society of lazy, do-nothing people. Instead of trying to solve the problem, they want to come online and complain and cry about being broke. And I saw another nurse who was talking about, and this is something else too. The number of people who don't live on their own, the number of people who don't have grown folks' bills is staggering. This travel nurse who was talking about the price of stuff, and she said, what this cost me in the grocery store, I make in 1 hour. She didn't even have her own place. She's living with her sister. So that's something else too. You're seeing people who are not being impacted financially, but because they want attention online, they're coming out and making these videos, even though they're not personally being impacted, because they want attention and they want people to look at them. Like once again, your goal should be to get in the top 25% of America, where you won't have these problems, where you will not be struggling, where you will not be having these issues and worrying about what you will need to do to make it in America, the most expensive country in the world. Once again, I am not going to Portugal. I'm not moving to Thailand. I'm not moving to Burma. I am not going to some cheap economy because it's too stressful to be here in America. Once again, if you want to have the things that are nice in America, if you want to actually build something, once again, go ahead and check out my course, the Corporate Citizen Playbook. The link's below. And I'm going to say this up front. If you're one of those people who don't have any money, you're looking for some magical, mystical, majestic moment where your broke ass can find something that can make you some money without personal investment, without doing anything, without having any money, this isn't the channel for you. I have none of those magic jelly beans. But if you're a person that has $10,000 to $30,000 and you're willing and able to follow instructions and go ahead and do the things to dramatically improve your life and have a bolder, brighter future, go below and tap that link and check out what I got for you in the Corporate Citizen Playbook. All right, that's all I got for you guys. We'll see you in the next one.